Hey world, John G, Modern Design Aquascaping. Our team builds custom ponds, fountains, and waterfalls out of natural stone and wood. My goal is to educate and inspire the entire planet and universe about ponds and water features. Super stoked about this video right here. If you can see this madness behind me. Guys, it happens all too often, and this is going to be a video that's going to show you ponds done wrong. You're gonna see somebody who is practicing on a client instead of practicing in their own yard. We're gonna take this mess, and my team is gonna transform it into one of our amazing Oasis Series water features. That doesn't look very waterproof to me. I don't know why it was left that way. I love the way the liner's cut all along the back of the rocks right there, but yet they're still stacking rocks up like they're gonna raise the water level in the pond by raising the skimmer up. I don't know, magic. There's a seam right through the middle of the pond, right there. Goes right down on the bottom, comes out the other side. Vertical stone wall. Somebody's gonna be talking about what a pain in the pickle that is. All the way across the back of the pond. Literally a 5-foot high vertical rock wall. Gotta go. I mean, that looks fantastic. That's very natural, the way that just sticks out of the ground. This is the main line from the waterfall. This is a problem, okay? They dropped it down to 1.25 inch fitting going into this UV sterilizer. If you're gonna buy something that can only handle 2,000 gallons an hour, you can't shove 10,000 gallons an hour through it. You definitely have to put a T in there and a ball valve so that you can adjust the proper water flow. If you're gonna start mixing up components of all different sort of things, feed it the right amount of water, or it's not going to work no matter how you put it in. So the homeowner has some great ideas about this. He's got koi fish. They're coming all the way from Jersey here to the beautiful Smoky Mountains in East Tennessee, and we have to create an extra special habitat for his fish. He wants this thing to look like one of our jobs. He wants it to be 4 feet deep for his fish. You guys hang on tight and enjoy the ride, because this is going to be a crazy project. John G out.
Told it was going to be torn down to bare liner. All the rocks and everything from the existing pond would be staged out of our way, so we have free reign to do whatever we need to do in here. And right off the bat, what we find is we've got a pile of rubble right on pond side. We got to move it. We got to get it out of here. It's right where our rocks are going to go. We're going to be poking holes in the liner. Problem number 2. The patio is where we were using access around the entire front of this pond for our machines going across and being able to reach both sides of the pond and everything. And we were told that there'd be a little bit of rock staged right up against the house, so we still had free reign. And then we show up here, and what we have is what appears to be at least 5 tons of stone strewn across the entire patio. So, day 1, instead of actually starting out, getting the liner out of the hole, starting to dig our hole, getting the filters out of here, what we actually have to do is take all of these stones that are piled up in our way and shuttle them off to better places in life. I'm gonna get started on that, and day 2, we can start on our project most likely. So, stay tuned. So this has been quite the interesting discovery thus far. What we have here is our skimmer box. For those of you who don't know, I don't want to bore you too much with technical terms, but as you can see the water dripping out, it indicates very, very seriously right off the bat we are not waterproof on our silicone seal. So this stuff right here, this layer of black, what appears to be rubber that we have right here, that is our silicone, and it goes on the other side of this faceplate. So we can actually have a waterproof seal from liner to skimmer. So for this guy to be siliconed on the outside and not on the inside, it tells me right off the bat we are not waterproof. Coming over here, another interesting thing. You can see we've got our waterfall foam. We've actually foamed together liners. And for those of you who have ever tried to foam your liners together, you probably figured out relatively quick that that ain't waterproof either. So, a lot of non-waterproof stuff going on that we will not replicate, but things to look for. Foam in your liners going through your pond. It's not a good thing. If you see someone doing this while constructing your pond, please call the pond police. You can reach them at 865-995-1234. I'm out. Rolling. Alrighty guys, so it's chaos per usual. That's kind of what we got in this tight access job. So like I said, we are in Townsend and it is literally a 1-lane road coming down this thing. I'm about to be bringing rocks up this hill with the skid steer. And this thing's like a 2-speed. It's almost got like turbo on it. It goes super fast, but it still takes me more than 10 minutes to bring one pallet up the hill and go back down. So that being a challenge, outside of the noise factor caused by Huntley Davis over there, pretty good. So that's what we've got. We've got dirt coming in. We're dumping that stuff in a pile off to the side that we're going to be running over. We've got to be bringing in 3/4 inch and a half river stones so that we can backfill our wall because things are chaotic, and we got boulders at the bottom of the hill that we're bringing up. So luckily we have more than 2 sets of hands because this is getting a little funky. So I'm going down the hill. Back. Oh, that looks cozy. So many complications on this project. You know, we've got this giant wall off to the side and it is all solid rock. So what we actually have to do about that, you can see we set our boulders quite a ways off of it. So we made sure to put topsoil underneath all of our liner under here so we know the bottom is good. But for the back, we've actually got a backfill with tiny little rocks. All the way along here, we've got 3 layers of protective fabric or geotextile on the back side of the liner, and there's gonna be 1 on the inside. So as we build this, we've got to do our row of rocks, and we have to backfill up the back with that small gravel to create the platform for the next ones to step back so we don't have any puncture holes going in the liner, because that's the last thing we want when we get done, to have a leaky water feature. It's not how we operate. Fully functional and beautiful. That's what we're shooting for. So on top of that, where I am sitting, I am a fish cave. Right here, we've got our framer for our fish cave. That's one. Looks like I'm against the wall over here. Another complication of this project. We cannot build this side of the pond until we build this side of the pond, or we will not be able to reach this side of the pond. And that's where stuff gets really, really tricky when you can't reach with your machine to set your boulders. So we've actually got to frame all this in and work our way all the way up the waterfall, finish that stuff out before we can even pull the liner back and dig the other half of the pond. So we get these complications pretty often. It makes everything take way longer than it should, but it's kind of what you get. That's just how life is these days. So that being said, we're gonna get to rocking, backfilling, and working our way up the waterfall, and that's all I've got for right now. So you'll see how that comes together. I'm out. So they call me the fish whisperer, but turns out I'm also the bee charmer. Hello, my little friend.
What a day. He's like, in my eye.
We got a nice flat top. We got plenty of room to stand. You can have the water line coming right up to in here. 3 to 4 inches of water crested on this guy at maximum, so that when you walk right out on there, you are straight into the pond is what it feels like. This might be our guy. So here we are, beautiful new day. We got nice cool weather right now because of the rain that we had last night. And I'd be lying if I said it's probably gonna rain, or not gonna rain today. So we've got pretty high chances of thunderstorms all day long. We're gonna see where we can get. Hope that it just splits and goes right around us to accommodate a beautiful full work day to go into the weekend. Because we got 1 inch of rain last night, and we have roughly 4 to 5 inches of water in our hole just from the capture of this entire thing going down. So we're gonna get this guy pumped out, get straight to rocking, get to work, because that rain, you know, most likely, most times, it does not hold out. It comes right in, and we're on the top of a mountain, so if thunderbolts are coming down, we probably don't want to be in the excavator with a giant metal arm pointed up in the air on the top of whatever mountain we're on. So, yeah, that being said, get some stuff done. On this beautiful Friday morning, decided to fall out of the strap almost completely. A 600-pound rock, about 3 feet high, onto a 2-inch thick piece of flagstone. It's probably not going to end the best. So I hope you've enjoyed the first part of this project. It has been crazy, insane, complicated, like you guys just watched. So you know we're having a good time out here despite all this crazy stuff, because that's just what we do. You get problems, you gotta roll with them. And you get a boulder hanging over top of your fish cave, you gotta roll with it. So we'll see how that turns out, and yeah, you guys will see. We already know how it turns out, but you'll find out in the next part of this video. So if you've liked what you've seen so far, comment, like, subscribe. We're here, we'll answer questions. So as you know, it's been raining a lot out here, so we got a lot more rain moving in right now. We're gonna get back to work, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this as much as we have. So stay tuned, and y'all have a good one. We're out.